Yes, Mike, you better brace yourself. This week it's one of our most action-packed shows ever.
Topping the bill, a TV exclusive. Driven's the only programme allowed behind the scenes on the testing of the most important Jaguar to date, the brand new X-Type.
Jason drives the most economical volume production car ever, the new Audi A2 1.4 TDi.
And one of the most dangerous tests we've ever done in the Driven 100.
Space. You've got kids. You've got kit. You need space. But you've not got the cash. Well, we may just have the answer. The latest craze to come from the continent for families on a budget is vans with windows. They do everything a van can, but will accommodate your family, all your possessions, and cost peanuts to buy and run. The Citroën Berlingo and Renault Kangoo are like the TARDIS inside. They may look like a Popemobile, but they started under £9,000. The Kia Carens didn't evolve from a van, but at under 10 grand, it's the cheapest conventional multi-purpose vehicle around. So can these budget black holes on wheels really be cheap and cheerful? Let's find out.
Citroën Berlingo. A van with windows, but believe it or not, this year it's outsold the Fiat Multipla 2-to-1, and it started a small trend. A cost-cutting way to versatility. Seats up, well, there's plenty room for 3. Seats down and you Bob the Builder. More stylish MPVs coming at around 12 grand. Berlingo starts at just under 9, and this one, the diesel, is the big seller.
The Renault Kangoo started life as a car, then became a van, and with its cheeky face, it's trying to be a bit cuter than that Berlingo. It's got the same sliding doors and the same tall sides. This petrol engine 1.4 Helios Special Edition is the biggest seller, and it comes with an electric roof at the back and a glass roof at the front. And Helios, well, that means God of the Sun roof.
If you want your MPV to look like an MPV, then only Kia from Korea can offer you one for a fiver, under £10,000. This is the Kia Carens, and it's a mini MPV, a bit like a Renault Scenic. And for an extra £300, you get yourself the 6-seater version. Instead of going for a weedy little engine, they've opted for a 1.8-litre petrol, good for 108 brake horsepower.
We'll be subjecting our cut-price load luggers to some tough tests later. But first, a TV exclusive, behind the scenes with the new Jaguar X-Type.
The Jaguar X-Type, one of the most eagerly awaited cars this year. Nicknamed the Baby Jag, it's being built in Liverpool and will be on sale in a matter of weeks. Jaguar predicts the X-Type will double sales, so it's probably fair to say that their future depends on the baby's success. Now, we've persuaded Jaguar to let us behind the scenes at their test track tucked away in the English countryside to witness the preparations for the X-Type's official launch. The new Jaguar X-Type is due for launch this June, but before it gets anywhere near your showrooms, Jaguar's got to ensure it's up to scratch. So, how do they do that then? The answer? Testing. This is a first. Jaguar has taken us behind the cloak of secrecy that is the proving ground. Here, the X-Type prototypes are driven to destruction and beyond, through every imaginable condition. Making sure the car's ride and handling are up to scratch is a key part of the testing process. The X-Type's dynamics have been thoroughly tested in the toughest conditions for more than 2 years, as this is the first Jaguar to have four-wheel drive.
The car's got to be fun to drive, but relaxing to drive as well. It's got to look after you when you're tired, when you're on the way home from the office or something, but it's got to be good fun if you want to go out and drive on a Sunday morning.
It does feel very stable, and it does feel kind of sporty. The ride's soft enough that it's comfortable, but you can feel this control, this composure there. But every car's got its limit. The X-Type will be driven throughout the world on every imaginable road surface, so stability and durability have to meet exacting standards.
These are slalom cobblestones. These are 2-inch high cobblestones set out in a serpentine pattern.
What information does this give you?
This puts a lot of frequency into the sidewall of the tyre and therefore into the suspension and into the bodywork.
How many times you got to do
Enjoyable.
this?
About 1,200 times.
Do you not go around the twist? Stability is also tested by driving over a simulated Australian quarry bed. Then there's a salt bath for leaks and corrosion, but probably the most violent exercise is on a simulated American highway.
We simulate somebody going down the highway 50 miles per hour and they swerve, they miss the intersection, they hit the curbstone.
50 miles an hour.
Now we hit this curbstone 80 times during a durability test.
50 miles an hour? What, this curb?
This one ahead.
You're having
Yes.
a laugh though, aren't you? 50 miles an hour?
There we go.
That is just bloody ridiculous, mate. The test they do is incredibly severe, and the reason they do it is so that you, the end user, should you hit a pothole or drive up a curb by mistake, the car's not going to fall to bits, it's going to last. Pretty impressive stuff. With testing complete, the X-Type's now ready to be unveiled to the public, but the question on everyone's lips is, how will it compete against the mighty BMW 3 Series? Its combination of XJ and S-Type styling will certainly appeal to those who want Jag looks for less money, but its very limited engine choice may let it down. There'll only be a 2.5 litre at 22 grand and a 3 litre at 25 grand, both V6 petrols. In the end, how it drives will determine whether it succeeds or fails. And after today's experience, well, I can't wait to have a go myself. I'm going to be testing the car in the first show of next series, when we're going to put the Jaguar up against the BMW 3 Series and the Merc C-Class. Then we'll find out just how good this baby is.
If you can't wait for the next series, then here's a date for your diary. Visit 4car.co.uk at midnight on May the 8th and get the very first road test review of the Jaguar X-Type. Now, back to the Driven 100 and an extreme test of our own.
All this week's group test cars are designed to be driven, full of people and all their stuff. But what happens when you're ferrying the family around and a wet corner jumps out of nowhere?
Now, I'm roughly the weight of 2 little kids. And with me sitting in the back acting as ballast, we're going to see just how safe our tall-sided vehicles are around a wet corner. And you've got to remember, none of these cars have ABS as standard.
In all too familiar weather, we laid out a tight S-shaped course to simulate the kind of hidden bend you might chance upon on a British road. This test recreates the chilling moment when you realise you're heading into a wet bend too fast, and all you can do is brake and steer through to safety.
Without ABS or anti-lock brakes, this could be the hairiest test we've ever done on Driven. First to go is the Kia Carens. I'm never going to be ready to do this test. I'm really nervous. We've only got twin airbags, a very basic standard car. There's no stability control. There's not even any ABS on this car. I'm going to cover my eyes and then you can go.
Right, 45 miles an hour.
please.
We'll see what happens
Careful,
here.
careful.
So, on the brakes.
That
Hello.
bang, in fact, is the tow bar. We're sliding all over the place. And I have to say that the only reason we're still on the road is that Jason knows what he's doing. In the hands of somebody less experienced, I think we would have just piled off the road.
At the bottom of the hill, the Kia Carens grounded. Then, without ABS, it became difficult to control and began to slide until Jason eased off the brakes.
Anti-lock brakes aren't even an option on this model, so we cannot recommend it as family transport. But pay 12 grand for the GSX and it comes as standard. Now, let's see how the Renault Kangoo handles.
This car has got less safety features than the Kia, which had very little to start with.
Yeah,
I've only
we're
got
missing an airbag here.
a
We've got-
one-point safety belt in the middle.
Yeah, you've only got a lap belt, but you could have a 3-point belt as an option. You could also have ABS fitted to this car as an option, which we think is very important.
45 miles an hour.
Now, this is the cheapest
Now,
of our
let's have a
3
go.
cars as well, so
Whoa!
I'll tell you what.
Oversteer.
crikey, right.
Fantastic! Look at
Whoa.
that! Hey!
Now, I think yet again that was your amazing ability in a car,
I'm not
Jason.
sure it was.
That-
It's a great little car.
That was
Really good fun.
really good.
A well-designed chassis makes the Renault fun and responsive to drive. It cheekily cocks a wheel on heavy cornering and handles predictably through the bends. We'd still advise you to get ABS as an option on the Kangoo, but even without it, it gives a credible performance.
Now, the Citroën Berlingo looks almost identical, so you'd think it would handle as well, wouldn't you?
Now, the first thing about the Citroen Berlingo when you sit in this car is I've got some safety. I've got a 3-point safety belt so I can strap myself in because I feel that this car should be pretty good through the slalom test.
I
option?
would have a passenger airbag if I forked out 195 quid for it.
ABS?
And I would have ABS if I forked out another 420 quid.
Let's give it a go. Right, same deal. Come on. Right, here we go.
No ABS.
45
Oh my God, it's going to go over!
Holy cow! Holy cow! Not good. Please don't make me do that again. That was so unstable, and I really thought we were going over.
My heart is coming out of my chest.
Scary stuff from the Citroen there. The handling setup is abysmal, and the tyres are so skinny that the front wheels are virtually on the rims during heavy cornering.
I'm glad that's over. Of the three, the only car to shine was the Renault Kangoo, which was fun and controllable. And the other two, well, enough said.
After the break, our vans with a view are subjected to the toughest testing known to man or school children.
And I'll be driving the most economical diesel you can buy, the new Audi A2 1.4 TDi.
80 miles per gallon becomes reality with the new Audi A2 1.4 TDi.
And Mike tells you how to pick up the car that started the mini MPV craze, a second-hand Renault Megane Scenic.
But first, back to the Driven 100.
Earlier on in the Driven 100, we saw the Renault Kangoo edge ahead in the wet corner test. But people don't buy these cars just for their drivability. They buy them because they're cheap and incredibly practical.
In the Citroen Berlingo, the rear seats split and fold forwards but don't come out. But with its TARDIS-like interior, we reckon you could fit your whole family and still have room for all your hobbies in the boot. It's got cubby holes everywhere and cargo nets too. Let's see if the Renault can match that.
The Kangoo's rear seats fold forward, but they don't split or come out. But with the seats up, it's just as versatile as the Citroen. Are you sitting comfortably? Like the Berlingo, the boot floor is white clean and it's removable for those hard-to-shift stains. Lucky, eh, Mike?
In the Kia Carens, the rear seats split and fold forward, but infuriatingly not flat. And the boot opening is compromised by the suspension turrets, but there are cubby holes everywhere. However, restricted boot height means that you can't fit an average-sized TV presenter on top of that inflatable chair. Oh well.
Now, Jason's got a thing or two to say about Audi's new diesel A2.
Last year we drove Audi's radical small car, the petrol-powered A2. Now it comes as a diesel, and if you believe everything you read, it does 80 miles per gallon. That's 80, making it the most efficient conventional fuel car you can buy. Certainly something you can talk about down the pub. I bet you didn't know this is the first small car to be made out of aluminium. No, it is, and what's more, there's a version in Germany that does 100 miles per gallon. Pretty amazing stuff, eh? OK, so I might have bored the barman to death, but all this stuff is pretty important. You see, being the first small production car with aluminium bodywork, it's incredibly light, and that makes it more economical, especially when it's a diesel. This 1.4 three-cylinder turbo diesel engine puts out the same power as the 1.4 petrol version, and because it's diesel, it develops more pulling power at lower revs. What's amazing is it beats the petrol version on economy by a staggering 20 miles per gallon. It'll even do 50 miles per gallon when you thrash it. Audi's got the chassis just right. It's very refined, it's very smooth, it absorbs all the potholes and bumps in the road, and yet it's just stiff enough so that you can have some fun around the roundabouts. The seating position is just right, the gear change is slick, the steering's nicely weighted, everything's well designed and well built, all finished to the high standards we've come to expect from Audi. I'm not normally a fan of diesel cars because they're unrefined, noisy, and they're not that sporty. But last series we drove the petrol version of the A2, and I have to admit the diesel version isn't that different. Hard to believe, I'm sure, but there are one or two areas where the diesel improves on the petrol version. Because it's three-cylinder, it's got an unusual noise, and the only way I can describe it is it's kind of a throaty, warbling noise. It's pretty cool, I like it.
As with the petrol model, the Audi A2 TDi comes with anti-lock brakes, stability control, traction control, and all the electronic gizmos you'd expect. As for lifting bonnets, well, nobody does that anymore.
It's got this ingenious device for checking the oil and the water, so no more grubby hands. And what's more, the Audi A2 can go for up to 2 years without a service, yet more money saved.
Only it isn't. This A2 diesel SE is £16,100, over £1,000 more than the petrol SE. We've worked out it could take up to 4 years to get that back in fuel savings, which means you really do have to want a diesel to buy this car.
Our advice to you is wait a couple of years and get one second hand, or forget the whole design icon thing and go for a Seat Arosa TDi and save yourself £5,000.
We tested them back in February, the latest Mondeo, Passat and Laguna. If you've bought one, what do you think of it? Log on to 4car.co.uk and fill in our buyer's questionnaire. Now Mike's talking deals on the original Mini MPV.
If you want to spend a little less on your load lugger and thinking of going second-hand, then don't look no further than the Renault Megane Scenic. We tracked down this 97 1.9 diesel car. Go for one of these or a 2-litre petrol. Try to avoid the smaller engine 1.6 and try to avoid one that looks like it's been a hire car or a taxi. So if you're going to buy one, here's what to look out for. The engines are tough old units, but do look out for oil leaks. Also, Renault suffer with hot starting problems, so insist on a long test drive. Get the engine up to temperature, see if you can turn it off and start it again. Scenics have plastic front wings to soak up some of the damage. However, they can still crack and move around in our mountains. So you want to check the panel gaps and see if they're nice and straight, and also look around the wing for any signs of an impact. Now, the interior trim is fragile. The little clips up here on the sun visor get broken easily. The plastic covers down here on the seat runner, they come adrift. And don't forget to check the little plastic picnic table in the back. If they've had nippers climbing in there at the back, these get broken off easy. The Scenic was a big seller and a great second-hand favourite. A used 97 model like this will set you back around £7,000, but be prepared to pay up to £10,000 for a 99 model. And if you do find one, don't hang around because they sell really quickly. Right, time to get back to the Driven 100. Right, our group test cars offer masses of boot space for super mini money. The Citroën Berlingo and the Renault Kangoo are based on vans, where the Kia Carens is the cheapest MPV on the market. And whose stuff are they going to carry? Well, the little ones, of course, so that's why we've come here to the Millennium Arena at Battersea Park with the kids from Garden House School. We're going to see how much of their sports kit we can squeeze into the back of the free cars. You ready? Let's get on with it.
With the help of the kids, we're going to fill the boot area of each of our cars up to its safe loading height. That's no higher than the top of the rear seat backs. Anything over that could be dangerous on a journey.
Right, I'm in the Citroën Berlingo, and what have we called our team?
The Citroën Wave Riders!
Right, come on, let's get in. Right, start with these. I'm going to stay back here, what? Yay! Come on!
Well, you got it all in?
We're in. Yeah. Should we give it a go?
Yeah.
Watch your fingers.
Top mark Citroën, the Berlingo swallowed the lot. Beat that, Brewer.
This is the Renault Kangoo. What we called ourselves?
Golden Greenhouse!
You ready? 3, 2, 1. Hold on, hold on. One of the things that you notice immediately when a Renault Kangoo's got a massive, great big load area. Come, stop. I think we've already got up to our safe loading height. No, we can't get any more in there. Stop. We can't. Stop. Right, we've squeezed in all we can into the little Kangoo. The boot slams down and we've got 5 bags left over. What do we think of that?
Oh, I think we can do better than that, can't we? It's time for my team, the Silver Karen Racers. We're going to get all the sports kit into our Kia Carens. Let's go! Come on! Get all the bags in. Lift that in. Oh, let's go. More bags. Oh, it's a breeze. Oh. Help me! is a bit of a shock. I don't think we're going to get it all in. I think that is it, Shut. Move out the way. I don't think we're going to get any more in there. Is it going to shut? Yes. But guys, we've got 3 bags left.
Oh, what a close test. All 3 of our Driven 100 cars are like school minibuses inside. In third place, but only by a packed lunch and an exercise book, is the Renault Kangoo. In second, the Kia Carens gets a B+ for effort, but teacher's pet is definitely the Citroën Berlingo with straight A's all round.
It's time to find a winner in the Driven 100, and we bring it to you whatever the weather. We're going to start with drivability and the Citroën Berlingo.
You and I were very close to coronary heart attack, weren't we?
On the wet corner test, it handled like a boat, 11. And the Kangoo?
Really good, very positive. You knew you could feel exactly what was going on.
Fun to drive, 14. Now the Kia Carens.
Well, surprisingly, it was actually better than the Citroën.
But not by much. An unrefined drive gives it 12.
Now desirability and the Citroën.
It is quite odd to look at now. I've never seen one of these on the road, but I drove this home last night, and since I've been driving it, I've seen dozens of the things around.
But it still looks like the Pope-mobile, 12. And the Renault?
I can imagine this car in the summer with that big glass roof. You are going to die of heat. You're going to roast. You'll grow some great tomatoes in it.
Desirable for greengrocers then, 12 again. Now the Kia.
It's £10,000 and it feels cheap.
This is the automotive equivalent of plastic slip-on loafers. So it gets a shoe size score, 8. Oh dear.
Low scores so far, but things are about to change with practicality and the Citroën.
It's as practical as you can practically get.
An impressive 22. Let's see what the Renault Kangoo can do.
It's very practical. It's tall, it's huge. It's going to score, what,
21?
Just one down off the Citroën.
But the Carens isn't van-based, so
It's not quite as practical as the other two, because it's not quite as high inside.
a respectable 20.
Now, cost of ownership. What these motors will set you back per mile over a 3-year period.
Right, the Citroën Berlingo with its little diesel engine will only cost you 29.47p a mile to run, which is
Cheap as chips.
A bargain basement, 22. The Kangoo is only a penny dearer per mile, scoring 21.
The Kia Carens is the most expensive of the 3 at an outrageous 33 pence. 3 pence more than the others. It's not a lot of money, but maybe it is for a Kia.
So, 21 again.
Now to find a winner from our bargain bean tins on wheels. In third place, it's cheap, it's roomy, it's got 4 wheels, it's basic. The Kia Carens scores 61.
Slip sliding into second spot, it's the most practical but least tractable. Handling lets the Citroën Berlingo down, but it still gets 67.
And finally, are there no limits to what a Renault Kangoo? It really is cheap and cheerful, and it's this week's winner with 68.
£10,000 is pretty cheap for a mini MPV, but the Kia Carens is cheap for a reason. It's horrible, and without ABS, even as an option, we just can't recommend it.
But our vans with views have been quite a surprise. And to be honest, there's very little in it between them.
The Citroën Berlingo is much better thought out inside, but the Renault Kangoo gives the superior drive, and that's why it's this week's winner. We'll see you next week.
Next week, our optimism knows no bounds. We prepare for the hot summer ahead with 3 soft-top sports cars, the Alfa Spider V6, the Mercedes SLK 320 and the gorgeous Audi TT. They're top-of-the-range tearaways and they aim to thrill.
And that's at the same time, 8:30. Whether you're considering buying a car or just mad about motoring, keep up with the latest news, pictures and road tests with the 4Car website. It's at 4car.co.uk.